Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to dive into the world of Picola and district football with our correspondent, Tim McCormack. Tim, great to be back with you. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Starting to get pretty tight up the top of the ladder now, so this week will be very interesting.
Certainly has been the case for the last few weeks, and we should probably get your result from last weekend out the way. Tim, let's talk about that one. Catamite, way too good.
Yeah, we won't dwell on this one too much, that's for sure, mate. No, they're a very slick unit. Can see why they beat the top side the week before. So they'll certainly be a force towards the end of the year.
Without wanting to sound, I guess, insensitive is probably the right word. When you do look at some of the results that happen in this league, it's probably not, okay, we're talking about 100 points or so, which is in a normal context, a day to forget. But in this league, you do see some serious blowouts. So it's not as though you were really sort of completely wiped the floor with, I guess, Tim.
It was one of those games that we had enough of the footy. Just they were very good down back, and whenever we got the ball forward, they seemed to be able to clear it quite easily. So we didn't quite have the forward pressure on the weekend. So that'll be something to look at going forward. But we had enough of the footy. We just didn't capitalise. And when they got it, they did.
Yeah, simple as that. All right, let's talk about Katandra and Berrigan. 137-12, the final result there for the Cats. We expected it to be easy for them, and it was.
Yeah, look, I was fully expecting them to bounce back after being a 2-point loss the week before. And unless Berrigan can get the ball into their forwards' hands enough, they were never going to kick a big enough score to worry them.
Drury tried to hang in there, I suppose, but in the end, Strathmerton were too strong. 81-23 was the final score in that game.
Yeah, I think they were in it for a while, and a bit the same as us. They had enough of the footy. Just when the good sides like Strathmerton's get it, they generally make you pay.
Rennie Blighty, we thought that would be an interesting game, but it ended up being a 100-point win or so for Rennie.
Yeah, look, this one caught me by surprise. Not so much that Rennie got over the line, the fact that the margin was as big as what it was. So full credit to Rennie. They're finishing the year off well, and another bad loss for the poor old Blighty Red Eyes.
Fairly competitive game between Tungamah and Katanga. The final result going in favour of Tungamah. Is that a bit of an upset almost, Katanga dropping the points here?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I really thought Katanga would have got over Tungamah the way that they'd been playing. I think Tungamah before the weekend were 11th or 12th on the ladder, and Katanga fighting for the top 4 spot. So, yeah, I think that's a bit of a turn up in my eyes. So, the Bears got over the line.
Tokemwall and Picola United also went at it, and this one was a pretty decent game in the end, but Picola United won in the end 84-56. Decent effort from Tokemwall to be in this game. Yeah.
Look, we had Picola a couple of weeks ago, and they pulled us to pieces with their toughness at the footy, and obviously Toke have improved a little bit as well, so they took it up to them, but I wasn't surprised for Picola to get the win.
And Danny Rovers didn't get anywhere near Waiai in the end. 100-point win or 99-point win, I think it was in the end there. Pretty staggering stuff, really. We thought these two might be competitive against one another, but not the case.
No, I thought it would have been. I thought Waiai would have got the points, but interestingly enough, the game was called off with about 15 minutes to go in the last quarter. I think there was a fair bit of niggle, and the umpires weren't willing to carry on. So with Waiai 99 points in front with about 10 or 12 minutes to go, that's when the game was called.
There we have it. Well, very interesting stuff indeed, because you were saying just last week that there was a game that did not end up being played out to its full time limit. So that is pretty interesting. Let's look at the ladder. Katandra at top, Strathmerton second, Catamite third, Waiai fourth, Katanga fifth, Picola United in sixth, Mathaura seventh, Denny Rovers eighth, Tungamah ninth, Drury 10th, Berrigan 11th, Rennie 12th, Tokemwall 13th, Blighty in 14th, and then right at the bottom is Yarrawaya in 15th. So that ladder, I don't know, is it starting to take shape, Tim? What do you reckon, at least the top 3?
The top 3 or 4 are pretty much about how they'll end up, I think. It's going to be a log jam from about 7th to 10th, I reckon. There's going to be a little bit of movement within those sides. So I think there's going to be, my side included, we're going to have to rely on other sides as well as grabbing a couple of wins ourselves on the last 4 or 5 games.
All right, very interesting. Let's take a look at the upcoming fixtures this weekend in Picola and Districts football. Let's start with Berrigan and Tungamar. This will be an easy day out for the away side, you would think.
Yeah, on last week with Tungamar getting over Katunga, I'd expect them to win pretty comfortably against Berrigan this week.
Should be a fairly foregone conclusion as well for Picola United, or am I being harsh on Blighty there?
No, I think Picola will win and will win well, just on current form and where they are positioned on the ladder.
Game of the round, Katamatite and Katunga.
Yeah, this will be a ripper, this one. I think after seeing Katamatite at their best last week, I find it hard to see them getting knocked off, but it might be a bit closer than what we think.
All right, what about your boys, Mathara, up against the Katandra Cats? It's going to be probably the biggest test you've had all year. How do you feel about going into this game, Tim?
Yeah, look, it's going to be probably the toughest game we've had all year. We've got a couple more to come, unfortunately. They're sitting on top of the ladder for a reason. They're a very good side. They move the ball very, very well. So our aim this week will hopefully trying to make it as a contested game as we possibly can. Try and make it more of a one-on-one battle and try and stop them getting out the back easily. So we're up against it, but we've got the advantage of playing at home, so hopefully that'll help.
Do you feel as though Tokemall and Denny Rovers might be a closer game than what it perhaps might have been a few weeks ago?
Yeah, look, I would have, a couple of weeks ago, I would have said Denny comfortably, but I wouldn't be surprised. Tokemall will really serve it up to them, I think. But Denny should get the points, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way.
Rennie Waiai could get ugly.
Yeah, I think Waiai are starting to flex their muscles now with 4 or 5 games to go. I can't see them being bothered too much by Rennie.
And Strathmerton should get the chocolates just to complete the round against Yarrawaya.
Yeah, this will be another big one, I think. Poor old Yarrawaya, they've had a change of coaches over the last couple of weeks. So a new coach on board. Fingers crossed he gets the players to commit for the rest of the season. Otherwise, it could turn real nasty. So I can't see them giving Strathmerton any bother whatsoever.
Tim McCormack, thank you so much for your time and good luck on the weekend. We'll speak to you next week.
No worries, mate. Cheers.